My media product had to be recognised as a music magazine, so it had to use forms and conventions of real products. The genre, being female indie music, had to be presented clearly, and generic conventions of indie music magazines is the use of bleeding tilted images and a bold serif typeface, as seen with my magazine. With female magazines, such as Cosmopolitan and Sugar, medium close-ups of models are used, and the women are usually posing confidently to connote power and authority, and they are usually dressed in order to represent the content of the magazine. Seeing as this magazine revolves around indie music, the models used in my front cover are stood proud to connote power, but are dressed casually to connote rebellion, relating to the indie genre. I use standard magazine conventions, particularly with the cover, such as a masthead, direct mode of address, a competition, cover lines, strap lines, and a main cell, in order to make it clear that the audience would know to expect this to be a magazine, albeit a different type of magazine. There are ways in which this magazine develops forms and conventions of existing magazines. The lack of columns used for the double-page spread connote rebellion in a clearer form than what you would find in such magazines as NME and Kerrang, as columns are still used there. Seeing as my magazine is an indie magazine, this was a good way to show the rebellious side in a clear but subtle way. The idea that this magazine challenges the generic conventions of existing magazines is in the combination of femininity and rebellion. Usually magazines targeted at a female audience represent women in a sophisticated, glamorous way, whilst my magazine represents young women to be music-loving and rebellious. This is done with the use of two casually dressed, playful-looking girls as models on the front cover. It can also be said that the use of femininity challenges the generic conventions of a standard indie music magazine, in that there are elements of girliness throughout the magazine, such as the feminine colours and the use of text to represent men as objects of desire, like in the double-page spread, where it says, "Our gorgeous reviewers," and then refers to them as sexy and talented.